Dinkleberries.
Well, we're already recording, so just letting you know. There's no time to prep unless you want me to stop right now and then we'll restart.
No, this is perfect. Let's just roll, baby.
Okay.
Roll.
Keep it tight.
I'm ready.
Keep it tight, baby. All right. Let me do the preamble and we'll get going.
Okay.
Welcome to Radio Labyrinth, the Gen X pop culture podcast that covers any and all things movies, TV, radio, podcasts, or what's going on in the world right now, as long as we like them. I'm your host, Tim Andrews, a regional, semi-famous Atlanta radio personality, and these are my co-hosts, Ira Malcolm, Jeff Leboff, Stephanie Swain. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is Season 5, Episode 23, recording this on Saturday, May, 30th?
30.
May 30th. Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoying their post-riot hangover?
Oh my God. How much did you watch of that last night?
I would say about 7 or 8 hours.
Watching my 65-inch TV that I looted last night.
Nice. Where'd you get that? Target or?
I stole it out of the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they had plenty of them hanging on the wall there.
I got to say, I was driving home from work right as that was starting last night, and I'm kind of working downtown, so Nancy's texted me and going, do not go through downtown, go around. And I was like, all right, because I didn't even know what was going on. I came out of work and I saw the helicopters and everything. And I'll just say this, I was listening to WSB on my way out, and they were doing, Aaron was on, I guess.
Yeah.
They were doing a really good job. Veronica Waters was down there out on the streets. And I'll just say this, they were doing a really good job covering everything. They were interviewing people and keeping calm and really explaining what was going on down there. So kudos to WSB for the radio coverage of that.
Yeah, I started watching the stuff in Minnesota a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
And this is something I do. I get caught up on it, caught up in watching these things. And I saw a lot of interesting stuff. Like, you remember, the AutoZone that got caught on fire in Minneapolis. All the windows were broken out in the middle of the day by some tall white guy with an umbrella.
Yep. I saw that too.
And so there's more to what's going on than meets the eye, of course, more than you're ever going to hear about on the news, but I won't bore you with my conspiracy theory.
I'm on board totally. This is some like Mr. Robot chaos sowers, totally, that they incite this shit. They go from town to town and stir all this crap up. I totally believe that.
Yeah.
And last night, go ahead, Jeff.
I like that old lady in the wheelchair getting sprayed with the fire hydrant or the fire extinguisher.
She was trying to stab people with the butter knife.
Pulled out a butter knife and tried to stab people.
Holy shit! I didn't see that one.
That was in Minneapolis.
Minnesota,
yeah. The stuff that went on in Atlanta last night was really strange too, because at first it was a group of people getting together. They had a prayer circle, and they all go ahead.
Started out real slow, and then.
Well, yeah, but it's not the people that you see throwing rocks and breaking windows and doing all that crap aren't the people that went out there to just, let me just start from the beginning about Atlanta. Atlanta, like the mayor said last night, our mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, or their mayor, I don't live in the city, but she made a very valid point last night. She was passionate and she spoke from the heart. And then she had Killer Mike and Martin Luther King's daughter. I forget which one. But they were
guy too.
Who?
T.I.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah.
He looked fucking high as shit. This is Wakanda.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking the same thing.
This is Wakanda. Yeah, they rattled him out of a fucking bong session. Yeah, this is Wakanda. Even people on Black Twitter were making fun of him last night. Like, I can't say the words, but they're like, you know what? Get out of here. What are you talking about, Wakanda?
Right.
But
Mike is a totally different thing. He's so every thought that comes out of his mouth is completely from the heart and so well. It's just everything he says. I'm not trying to say like, he's well spoken. It's not that. It's
I know you're not doing that.
He's a super gifted orator, and you just become rapt attention when he's speaking.
Right, and like what he said, he has family. His his dad or his uncle or something, and his cousins are all police officers. He's not anti-cop, but I do like that he's pro-empowerment. And his shirt, people were bitching about that. It said, "Kill your masters."
That's Run the Jewels. That's from Run the Jewels.
It doesn't. Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't mean what you think it means.
No, it's whoever you feel is enslaving you.
Yeah.
Basically, corporations and whatever.
Yeah.
They're very much against the man holding us down.
Yeah. Chance, you hear that? You're the man.
Who?
You're
not the man.
Uh-huh.
No, to be the man, you got to beat the man, and I never beat any man except for the little one. Hello.
Stupid
Only
ass.
to have one staff pick.
Beat the man.
I just want to say that I hope that people don't let this influence how they feel against one race or the other. I mean, it's just the way that they're putting stuff out there to you. And there's a lot of people that's going to fuel something that they've had sitting on the simmer for a minute. And you shouldn't believe just whatever you're seeing on TV. I think that white people in general, they hate to hear it whenever somebody says white privilege, because a lot of us work hard and we didn't have shit growing up and da-da-da-da. But what I think most white people don't understand is the white privilege is the fact, like, when I used to go pick up my bag of weed years ago when I was always going to get my ounce
Great
or
example.
whatever from my black dealer,
Ow.
I would go on a Sunday morning at like 10 a.m. because I knew I'm a white woman in a station wagon at Sunday morning on 10 a.m. So I'm probably not going to get pulled over. That is the white privilege.
Wait, you were missing church for that?
Yeah, you
Look.
skipped church to buy weed?
Yeah.
Of course,
Why
because
is your weed dealer got to be a black guy? I mean, they do have the
he
best
just
weed.
was. He just was because they don't expect you to hang out and
Well,
look at their shit and talk to them about stupid
That's
crap
true.
for 3 hours.
Hey, man, you should check out this comedy mixtape I made.
That is
I
always
was like that though. Go ahead. What, Ira?
I said that was always the thing. If it was a guy that was like you'd always have to hang out and do so what's going on?
Yeah, bringing up Mr. Show again. When they legalized medical marijuana in California in the 90s, they did that sketch where you had to go to the pharmacy and they go in and the pharmacist's like, why don't you guys come back and hang out for a minute? And they made him watch horrible shit.
Right. And that's the thing is, like, when I would go to my black dealer, yeah, they might smoke with you, but it's like you smoke and you're on your way. It's not like you got to smoke and hang out and watch some movie they made or something like that or any of that kind of garbage. But I will say that ended one Sunday morning on my way back. And as I approached this intersection in the suburbs, all lanes were blocked by policemen with them out, guns drawn at an Escalade with tinted windows. And I had one choice: to either go past them or witness what was going to happen with this huge bag of weed in my car.
Oh, geez.
So I just ducked my head and floored it and passed them. And that was the last time I went and picked up the bag.
I've been pulled over, and it's been a long time, but I've been pulled over with a one-hitter in my hand and the whole car smelling like weed, and I just got a speeding ticket. I wasn't dragged out. I wasn't punched. So I would say that's probably privilege.
The privilege of that you can go to the Michigan State House of Representatives with a fully automatic weapon and scream in a cop's face and nothing happens to you.
Right.
Well, you could go and march through the streets without smashing windows and nothing will happen to you either.
I was at Piedmont Park with my dog off the leash.
Oh, God, no. Well, they don't have rules against that there.
I know. That's what I told.
Did you get Karen?
Yep.
Yeah, I often think, like what you said earlier, Steph, it's like my mom and I would go to one town over so she could use her food stamps and her friends wouldn't see her and how poor she was, even though they knew. And we lived she got in a car wreck and she used the settlement money to buy a new house. But before that, we lived in a trailer in the small town in Pennsylvania called Covington. We called it Covington, Georgia people, not Covington, but we called it Covington. And that's what we did. If I wanted to go get candy, I'd get a $1 food stamp. And I'm like, oh, I got it rough. But then again, my family members were never dragged out of a car and shot. So
there's always that, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, black people have to, and not just black people, but other races have to realize we're not, especially me, like, we're not all Karens either. So
No.
You can't let this, some shit like this happen. And then all of a sudden you think all white people are like, they don't give a shit. They do give a shit. I mean, a lot of people care. You can't just like turn it all. That's the thing, is people just can't let this influence how they feel about an entire race, either side.
Right. Hey, let me ask you real quick. Since you're recording, are you recording the audio also?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So
it does both. It gives you two recordings.
So you're recording all the individual audio files?
Yeah, that's what last time whenever I sent you the audio file and the video file. Do you recall? Okay. Was that right? Did that work for you?
Well, I forgot to hit record. So yeah, this is, now that we pay for the premium, and you logged in on the premium, right? Radio Labyrinth?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start recording now.
Okay.
And please, okay, you logged in on your own. Shit.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna have
so
to
how long
stop
does that
this.
give us?
We're gonna have to stop this right now, and then I'm gonna send a link out or you could resend it from the Radio Labyrinth, because that records the audio, which is why the audio sounds so much better.
Yeah,
Well,
just
Take a break.
stop that and we'll start it and then edit the beginning part onto the.
Unless that's a pain in the ass, then we'll just keep going, and we'll just.
We only have 40 minutes if Steph logged in.
well,
That's all right. What do we got to talk
well,
about?
can't you record from your end, Tim? Right now, just hit record.
No, because you're logged in. It's not Radio Labyrinth.
Oh, but I thought you could still record from your end.
I can, but I can't record the individual. I can't record
Oh.
the way we're kind of. I'm going to leave all this in. This is fun. But
Oh yeah, people are gonna love it.
if we can just pause for like 2 minutes, then I'll send a link out and we'll
All right.
restart.
All right.
We're
I'll
not
Do
gonna
traffic
restart
and
the show.
weather. We'll come back in a second.
Traffic and weather together on the
I'll
nines.
just stop this one. Okay, then you send a new link.
All right, but we're going to keep this for the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll put it at the beginning.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Bye bye.